Okay. Hi guys! Wow, it has been a very long time since I filmed a YouTube video. I'm back! I'm so happy to see everybody. I got home from college a week ago and I'm very happy to say that I have finished my freshman year of college. Oh my gosh. That's insane. I am back in my room, as you guys can see. My room looks a little different. Usually in my videos I would be facing this back window here, but this time I reversed it. I like flipped around. I'm glad to talk to you guys again. I missed you. I want to catch you guys up on where I've been, what's been going on. And I gotta tell you guys, a lot has been going on. I feel like this video is gonna be way more real than my videos in the past, because I feel like in the past I would always put up a front, a very like happy, smiley, positive front, and I'm just naturally a positive person, but I would try really, really hard to put that out on social media, you know, extra for you guys. But no, this time I'm just gonna be my natural self. From the title of this video, you guys can tell that I will not be graduating college in the way that I thought I would be. I started out the year as a music education major. I wanted to be a music teacher, and I built a lot of great connections this year. I met so many amazing people. It's a very small school, but amongst most people, it's a very tight community. I was going through the year wanting to better myself as a vocalist, because you guys probably don't know, but I am a singer. That is my primary instrument, but without air quotes, instrument. Your voice is an instrument for musicians. That's something I really worked on this year, becoming a better singer, a better vocalist. And I tried working on expanding my horizons. I joined a collegiate ministry on my campus, and it has been a very good experience, I have to say. Everybody is very sweet and very nice. I've made great connections in my college's music department too. I made a lot of really good friends. And coming out of my high school and the community I grew up in, which was also very small but very groupy, I have to say. People at the school I go to now are very open to meeting new people and including new people, and I think that's amazing. And I got to see a whole new side of the world that, like, I mean, a lot of people get exposed to a whole new side of the world once they go to college, but for me that was very different for me, because I got to experience, you know, new people and what new people are like, and I really broke out of my shell, I gotta say, this year, and it was so great. I sensed what energy I would and would not like to be around, and that was a lot of what this year was about for me. But the main point of this video is for me to say why I probably won't be graduating college in 4 years. This whole year, I have been talking to my friends, my roommates, my family about wanting to better myself as a performer, whether that's a vocal performer or a dancer or an actress. And if you guys don't know, I did major in music education, like I mentioned earlier, but I was also planning on minoring in theater. Both of my parents did work in community theaters around my area, so that's just the environment that I naturally grew up in a very theatrical household and a very theatrical community, as well as a very musical community. And I think that's why I never really fit in my hometown, because it was a very athletic heavy and sports heavy town in high school, and I was raised very differently than a lot of the kids at my high school in that aspect. Yeah, I grew up doing theater and absolutely loving it. And my sophomore year of high school, it was actually my chorus teacher, because I was very close with her in high school. We still talk and we still text. I was mentioning to her a bunch of like occupations that I was thinking about and like careers I was thinking about. I originally wanted to go into the medical field. That's a joke. She mentioned to me, she said, you know, have you ever thought about being a music teacher? And I was like, oh, interesting. And she said to me, you're a very approachable person, you're a very nice person to talk to, and music is something that you really seem to enjoy. So if you want to consider that, you can go into that career path. The college that I'm going to right now, she also went to. I've seen people like her graduate that school. I've seen like the best of the best, like choral conductors graduate from that school, and it's just overall a great school for people who want to be music teachers. So I was like, I'll do it. It's close by to where I live, and I think it would be perfect for me. So I wanted to do that and minor in theater. So then I got to college, and I was working and practicing. I had to take classes that like are every music kid's dream that are in high school, like music theory and like a sight singing / like ear training class. I had to take piano. I had voice lessons. I had chorus. Like I had it all. Like everything that like every music kid could wish for in high school, that was at my fingertips the second I got to college. And I was so incredibly happy. Like, oh my gosh, I could not tell you guys like how excited I was to take all of those classes, to be learning things that I'm actually passionate about. That's what first semester was all about, me like learning more about myself, what I enjoy, what I want to do. And then I got to second semester, and I had a little bit much harder of a time. It's funny because when there are things that are trying to hold me back in life, I'm really good at pushing through. And it's not that I didn't push through, because I 100% did. Like I made it through the end of the semester. I was going through a really hard time emotionally and mentally. It's hard for me to explain without getting too like personal. I did have a major life event happen over the winter break. I don't necessarily want to say what it is exactly, but it really took a toll on my mental and emotional health. It gave me a lot of depression, and I felt very confused for a long time, and it really caused me to have a hard time when I got back to school. And I was talking to my friends about it. I was telling them about what happened, and they were saying, you know, I'm sorry this happened to you, but you know, things will get better as long as like you focus on your studies, and as long as you push through, distract yourself from like, you know, what's holding you back. And I tried listening to them, and you know, that was even more difficult because, you know, I saw it as like they didn't see the situation from my perspective as well as I did, because I was the one that was actually in the situation. I had an especially harder time because I was finally being put in a classroom. I was volunteering at a school because that's part of my major, and that's a part of like my graduation requirements too for music education. I had to have a specific amount of volunteer hours in order for me to get to like a more higher part of the education program at the college I'm going to. On top of like not being emotionally stable for a lot of the semester, I found it really hard for me to want to go to that school. And then like once I did go to that school, I didn't really enjoy being there. It's not that I don't enjoy working with kids. Of course I do. Like I love working with kids, but I just realized it's more something that like I would do if I was doing a job like babysitting. If somebody needed me to like look after their kid for a night or two. Not necessarily to teach a whole class, you know, whether it's high school, middle school, elementary school, preschool. I would look around at my friends that were in the same major as me, and I would say they just have this fire for this. Like they are so strong with what they want to do, and they go after it. They want this so bad, and they are working so hard towards it, and good for them. That's amazing what they're doing. They are thriving, and like as long as they're thriving and they're happy, that's what makes me happy. I didn't feel in my element like how they did. It felt like I was listening to what somebody else told me to go into rather than listening to a field that I wanted to go into. I found myself saying, I want to get back into dancing again. I want to take more improv classes. I want to learn a more bright sound when I'm singing. I want to learn more theatrical things. Then, you know, I was working backstage for my college's spring musical that was going on. And I said to myself, wow, like, is this what I want to do? Like, you know, not work in tech, but like I was looking at all the actors and like the things that they were doing, and I was like, I miss this so much, because this is stuff that I did all the time in high school. Putting on a costume, singing as a different character, putting myself out there on stage, and then staying until, I don't know, 11 o'clock every night for rehearsals. Believe it or not, that's something that I miss doing. And I was talking to people about this. I was saying, like, do I want to change my major? Like, because I see, like, what these people are doing, and this seems so much more in my element. This just seems so much more what I want to do, what I've been wanting to do my whole life. And I was talking to my friends about it, and they were saying, like, you know what, Izzy, performance is something that you've literally been talking about since the beginning of the year. And they're right. I have been talking about wanting to take more theater classes and wanting to get better with acting. You know, as much as I love music as a whole, I don't want just music to be my life. I like variety. I like music on top of acting, on top of dancing. And like, that's just something that I grew up doing. And it's just, those are just my strengths that I've built over my entire childhood. Around Easter, I was talking to my mom and I was saying, Mom, I've been thinking about changing my major to musical theater. I was like, I've been thinking about this for months. She said, you know what, like, whatever your decision is, like, you go for it. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go for it. I talked to the theater director at my college and I said, hey, I've been thinking about changing my major. He told me to send in a self-tape of me singing a musical theater song, and that's when I would find out if I got into the program. I sent in my self-tape, and I'm happy to say I did get into the program. You know what? I'm very happy that I made this decision. I'm so happy to say I've gotten like so much support on it. It was definitely something that a lot of people would see as a risk, but I'm not necessarily seeing this as a risk. I'm seeing this as more of a leap of faith. It's something that I miss doing, and it's something that I'll finally feel in my element with. Just like how my music ed friends feel in their element with learning how to play the piano, learning how to sing better, how to teach and communicate with young kids better. That's their element, and I'll feel more in mine with this choice. I've talked to some other people about this, and some people don't understand my decision. Some people don't understand the fact that I'm a creative person and I don't see myself in a classroom for the rest of my life, you know, like maybe later on, like I'll teach in a classroom, but for right now, I want to really kickstart my career in musical theater. So yeah, because I am making the decision to change my major, that is why I may or may not graduate in 5 years instead of 4. So yeah, that is what I've been up to for these past few months. I'm excited, you guys. Like, I just scheduled my classes today, and like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be taking classes like introductory jazz. I haven't taken jazz since I was like 12. I'm gonna be taking an improv class. And I'm gonna be taking like some recital classes, so I'll get to perform for some people. And of course, like, I'll still see like all my friends around the campus, and like, you know, my roommates are still gonna be my roommates, obviously. And the music and theater people at my school, like, they're all in one building, so, you know, it's pretty easy to say I'll see everybody. I've also thought, okay, I have X many music credits. I've taken Theory 1, Theory 2, Sight Singing 1, Sight Singing 2, I've taken chorus for 2 semesters, and so I can maybe take those credits and do a switch. So instead of majoring in music and minoring in theater, I'm gonna be swapping and majoring in musical theater, minoring in music. And with minoring in music, there won't be as many classes as I'll have to take. Like, I think I'll just have to take like a music history class, and then I think I'll have to take chorus for like an X amount of years. I feel confident in this decision. I think it was the right decision to make. I don't ever want to make something my whole life that I'm not passionate about, on top of aspects like a good attitude and a positive approach to what you're going into. The fire and the passion that you have for whatever you're going into is so, so important, because that's what's going to motivate you to want to work at it every single day. I see anything and everything that I do in life as working to get better every single day. I definitely feel more motivated, and I definitely feel much more relieved. I hope that I can upload more consistently. I miss talking to YouTube. Like, it was a big part of my life my senior year in high school, and then I got to college and, well, I got busy. So yeah, guys, that was this video. I hope I was able to catch you guys up. Yeah, I think that this season of my life is going to be very exciting and very fun, so I can't wait to share it with you guys. All right, I love you guys so, so much, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!